So first thing, guys, we're gonna need a needle, a thread, a pair of scissors. Any kind of scissors will do. And we're also going to need a any kind of weaving hair of your choice. And we're going to need a foam head. Sorry, mine's is so ratchet, but they sell it, I think, for like $3.99 at the beauty supply store. It's just a foam head. And yeah, I have it on this thing that sits on your table, which makes it easier. I think that's like $6.99. And you're also going to need a cap of any sort. I'm using this one. Yeah, you guys can use anything that looks up for you. Okay, guys, so we're going to start out with obviously your weave track, and you're going to use the needle and go underneath the weft and through the stocking cap. I'm going to show you guys later on in the video how to set your needle and thread up together, because you have to put the thread through the needle. Pretty much sewing weave is just the same thing as sewing clothing. It's pretty much the same technique. Yeah, so I'm doing the same method, just going underneath the weft and underneath the stocking cap. However, you guys, there's different ways and different techniques that work for different people, but for me, this works. And mainly, the point of this video, I just kind of want to show you guys how I do my wigs. Like I said, we all have different techniques. Here, as you guys can see, when I wrap it, you know, I put it through and then I wrap it around it twice. That's just to further like secure it. But I don't do that all the time. I don't do it like, you know, after a while, you know, you just kind of switch up. Like my first track, I like to secure it a little more. And then I'm just going to, I'm not cutting the hair, so I'm just going to flip it over when it's time to do the second layer. So kind of think of your wig as far as just layering, like you're just layering each track on top of each other until you get all the way to the top to finish the whole head. So it's almost like how a sew-in would be, but it's a wig. So yeah, and sometimes as you guys can see, I like to hold the other end of the hair with my other hand because it just makes it easier when you have when you don't cut the track, because then you have like a long piece and it's hanging down and it just gets in the way. Anywho, like I said, I'm still doing the same method that I spoke about the first time. I'm just going underneath and wrapping it twice and then pulling it through to secure it. So then when I get to my second layer, I like to bring the hair out more. So each layer I do, you'll see that I'll just bring the hair further out towards the center. So I'm just doing that and just securing it. And then I'm going to do the same flap over method that I showed you guys before on the other side, so I don't have to cut the track. And sorry that my camera keeps like blurring in and out. I don't know why. Here I tried to use a bobby pin to see if it would help. Usually people use clips, and I would recommend this for your first time because it makes it easier for you to have the track in place. So it just makes sewing it much easier. But me, you know, I kind of got used to it, so I don't necessarily need it. So it's really easy once you guys get a hang of it. Like, it just took me practice and time to get it together, and I'm still learning. I don't completely know everything about how to sew a wig, and I don't have every technique down pat, and I'm not the best wig maker. I'm just showing you guys how I do it. So, yep, I'm doing the same thing here. The method doesn't change the same. I don't want to like keep repeating myself, but yeah, it's pretty much the same method. You're just layering it again. So now I'm on to like I think the 4th track, and you want to get it as close as possible. And as you guys can see, you eventually you kind of run out of thread. I'm just showing you guys here how to do it. Again, you just put it through the little loop, the little hole there, and then you just get it to as long as you want it by like just pulling it, and then you cut it. And then here, I'm trying to show you it so hard. Here I just wrap it underneath and tie it into a knot, so it will, so the track won't, like if you don't tie it in a knot, it will just go right through. So yeah. And then there's comes a time that of course the thread runs out, and what you do when you see that it's starting to run out, what I do is I just cut close to where the needle is, and then I separate the two and just tie it in a knot twice, and then you cut it, which I was trying to explain previously, but I think I do it again in the video. So yeah, so here again the needle ran out, so I just started with a new, I rethread it, and that's just really the process that sucks, is you rethread like a couple of times. Like I probably within every track you rethread. But yep, so I'm doing the same method. As you guys can see, I'm just going under and pulling through, wrapping twice. And I started to move the track up a little further, like space it out a little more, because I realized that I was putting them too close together and I was kind of running out of hair. So I'm trying to space it out. You guys can give it enough space in between tracks. It doesn't have to be super close together. So that's what I'm doing. And getting towards the front, like I said, you really, oh, here's the method. There it goes. Oh, you went really quickly. I'm sorry, I just didn't want to film like make this video like super long, but anywho, now I am on to sewing my what do you call this, my lace closure. Then I'm going to get back to sewing the hair. I just want to get that on first. As you get to the top, you might want to sew this on before you finish the rest of the hair, just so you know how much space you have to go with. And yeah, it's really simple. You're just sewing the perimeter down the same way you would sew the weave. If I don't explain it good enough here, I would, if you guys are interested, I can do like a separate video of exactly like a close-up of how you sew it down, the closure, but it's pretty simple. So yeah, and I'm just sewing it down, make sure that's on tight, and then cut it. And as you guys can see here, I pull it apart again and knot it twice, and then I cut closer. It's super hard to explain this, guys, and I'm really trying my best to explain it. So you just want to make sure that you have it on right, and then I just kind of clip that in, and I'm gonna finish sewing the rest of the hair on. So I'm just sewing, and like I said, I'm just spreading it out. I mean, you really won't notice it once the hair is done. And yeah, the closure is actually a different kind of hair that I purchased a long time ago that I have to get to blend in with the hair. I know like right now it really just doesn't blend as far as color or texture, but I'm going to work on that later. And yep, so I'm almost done with the wig, and here it is. This is my finishing look. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was a long video, and I hope I explained myself well. I know it was so difficult for me, but thanks for watching.